partisanship on cronyism and corruption. Not a single aspect of our society has been spared from the tsunami of the NPP government of these 8 years. And so we each have a responsibility to play wherever we find ourselves, to restore, to reset, to recalibrate. Ghana has moved so far off course that His Excellency President-elect John Dramani Mahama will need the best people on board to steer this country back on track. We are duty-bound to do what is right by the people of Ghana, for the sake of those who died in the pursuit of our liberty, and for the sake of those yet unborn. Permit me to go down memory lane. When in the 80s, millions of Ghanaians were forcibly expelled from Nigeria and arrived on the shores of Ghana, coming through our borders, the whole world expected Ghana to collapse. But that did not happen. And the reason was because we had good leadership and good followership. My fellow comrades, it's not enough to have good leaders. We as the citizens must also make sure we are keeping our leaders and ourselves accountable and on the path of the straight and narrow. That is the only way we can bring Ghana to her former glory and make Ghana truly the pride of this continent yet again. We have presided, or perhaps we have been unfortunately part of a group of people who have weaponized our democracy against us. That is not what democracy is about. And we have a solemn duty to restore the power of the people. But as citizens, we must not think that government is us and them. We make up the government, and we have that responsibility. So please, let's not look at a few people who are holding positions and think that they are the only ones who are responsible for doing what is right. We must all steer this country back on track. We must not allow arrogance, pride, and hubris to fill our hearts because of this victory. Because that will be the beginning of our downfall. We must maintain that humility. We must maintain that integrity. We must maintain the principles on which the revolution was founded, which finally gave birth to this fourth republic that we are trying to restore. My dear comrades, if the foundation on which this fourth republic was built was not strong enough, believe me, Ghana would have descended into chaos by now. And so we have a legacy that we can hold on to, and something that we must go back to. If there was ever a time for us to talk about Sankofa, this is the time. We need to make sure that we have leadership with integrity from the top to the base. We must hold one another accountable. We must make sure that we reinstitute consequence management, which means that if we do so properly, this psyche that people have of impunity will finally be put to rest. People must be held accountable for what they do. And those who do the right thing must be recognized for doing the right thing. It's time we celebrated our heroes for doing the right thing. And shaming those who use their positions to destroy and use their incumbency to amass wealth at the expense of the people of this country. The resources of this country are not meant for one family, one ethnic group, and definitely not for one party. The mandate that the people of Ghana have given us is a sacred one and a solemn one. We are at a dangerous crossroads, at a time in our history where we are surrounded by unrest, where we are surrounded by democratic reversals. We need to show that the path that we are on is the path of righteousness and the path towards a sustainable future where the integrity and dignity of all Ghanaians is assured. That is what the NDC represents, and that is what the people of Ghana are expecting of us. So wherever you find yourself, whether you're a member or a sympathizer or an executive of the NDC, your job now and for the next 4 years is to be the conscience of the people of Ghana, playing on the minds of your representatives in government as we get sworn into office on the 7th of January. As I conclude, I would like to quote a part of a speech by the then chairman of the PNDC in 1988, and I quote, "For many years we had allowed indiscipline, injustice, corruption, and unbridled lust for wealth of a few to destroy the moral fabric of our society. The obvious result of such widespread laxity was economic stagnation and social degeneration. But here lies the pride in being a Ghanaian. We know when enough is enough. And that is what the people of Ghana demonstrated on the 7th of December 2024 in voting the NPP out and telling them that enough is enough. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the last day of the year 2024. This is a day when we have our personal introspection about what the year has been for us and about what our hopes and aspirations are for the year ahead. As you take time out to reflect on your lives, I beg of you to do same for our beloved motherland, Ghana. Think about this country and what it has taken us to get to this point. Think about what it has taken for people in 8 years to bring us to our knees as a country. But how, by our defiance on the 7th of December, we rose up again and we are standing strong. Let us think about how, as a collective, sharing a vision of making this country a better place for ourselves, for the future generations, how we will work together with the common ideals laid down by our forebears, knowing that we may not necessarily reap the goodness that we may sow, but understanding that we do so with the choice of a legacy that we leave behind for the sake of the generations yet to come. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you Godspeed. May God bless us all, and may God take us into the new year with the courage, the strength, the common vision, and our principles to carry this country into a better place than we have found it. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was powerful. Cameramen should kindly open up for us for this ceremony. Let's appreciate our General Secretary. It's time to light the perpetual flame. To do us this honor will be our national chairman. Go back, come back to it. So we are going back to the perpetual flame. We will come back to the wreath laying. Let's appreciate the national chairman, Honorable Johnson Asiedu Inketia.
Cameraman.
I'll be only you with the video.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, Honorable Dr. Zaneto JJ Rawlings. She's being aided by her constituency chairman and constituency executives. There is little history in the world that a person has laid down his life 3 times for the sake of his people. May 15, June 4th, 1979, and 31st December 1981. That is the man, the legend, our founder, Lieutenant JJ Rawlings. Great fighter, rest in perfect peace in the committee of cadres and patriots.
Hey, Zaza! What's wrong, man?
Yo. Founder of NDC, le Enajian, and neke fofoi akikrine. Efoba ake pomokome ke ehiba fonshi ke akuku fishi nyokeshi 18.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Honorable Dr. Zaneto JJ Rawlings. National Chairman, General Secretary Nungwa Manche is asking for permission to leave for another event after the national salute.